And the wheels are beginning to turn on the $165 billion data center that is expected to be located near the Santa Teresa port of entry. The project, dubbed Project Jupiter, scored a major win last month when Doña Ana County commissioners approved a $165 billion industrial bond to help finance the AI data center. According to the county, Project Jupiter will fuel economic development in the region by creating 750 new full-time, high-paying positions and 50 part-time roles within 3 years of operations. That's in addition to the 2,500 construction jobs during the 3-year build-out phase. The county also saying it is committed to Doña Ana County First hiring strategy, prioritizing employing local residents and vendors. And joining me now from the Boyd Company is the firm's principal, John Boyd. Mr. Boyd is one of the nation's experts when it comes to AI data center industry site selection and economic development. Mr. Boyd, thank you for joining us here on the program today. Give us some background, a little bit on how you became involved with Project Jupiter, as well as what your work on this project entails.
Well, Andy, we advise some of the nation's largest companies where to locate facilities throughout North America. We've been very active in the data center industry over the years. We've helped site some of the largest data center projects in North America. Project Jupiter is not a client of ours. However, we have clients in the region. We've monitored this project very closely and been asked to weigh in as an expert independent third party on the economic significance of this exciting project for the region and for the state of New Mexico.
And the site of Project Jupiter is near the Santa Teresa port of entry. I'm sure that wasn't by accident. Why New Mexico? Why Santa Teresa? And specifically, why this area near the border is best fit for this $165 billion data center campus?
Well, I'm reminded of the old phrase that political guru James Carville, it's the economy, stupid. With data centers, it's the power, stupid. I mean, this site can accommodate the power demands. It speaks to the successful regionalist approach that the Borderplex Alliance has used, El Paso and Santa Teresa, proximity to Mexico. There's enormous FDI opportunities here for this project. And this is significant. I mean, the numbers are staggering. $160 billion over the next 30 years, $50 billion over the next 5 years. This is one of the largest economic development projects in U.S. history. It's certainly the largest economic development project in New Mexico history. And Andy, when you think about it, the Southwest really has been the big winner in recent years with large-scale, major billion-dollar industrial projects in the semiconductor industry, in the battery and lithium industry, in the data center industry. New Mexico largely has really been a no-show in terms of these big economic development wins. Project Jupiter now, it's welcome to the party, New Mexico. And this sends a great message to site-seeking companies around the globe that New Mexico is open for business and high-tech business.
Project Jupiter, of course, it has the support of New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, but it does have critics, some pushback, notably county residents, environmental and community organizations who, of course, question the project's impacts on resources like electricity and water supply, as well as the diversion of tax revenue. What do you tell those people, and why will this ultimately, in your opinion, why will this be a good thing for the region?
Certainly. The data center industry is now the battleground for NIMBY and anti-development folks, and there are legitimate concerns about power and water. This project is unique. It's using a non-evaporative closed-loop water system. They're estimating between 20,000 to 60,000 gallons per day. Think about the Marathon Petroleum Refinery that uses upwards of 1 million gallons per day. Some of the major large-scale semiconductor and chip fabs use millions of gallons of water each day. And the energy, this is a microgrid. It's going to be powered by on-site natural gas. That's going to protect a lot of residents and end users of El Paso Electric. And the site will be able to accommodate battery and other types of renewable energy in the years ahead. And so I would look at just the enormous economic impact, the new tax revenue that's going to be generated for the region. And that's revenue that can be put back into the economy. Okay, more infrastructure for clean water. Okay, more grids, more roads investments, and investments in public safety and schools. And one thing too, this is a unique project. Most data centers are not labor intensive. The staffing projections here are very high, and they're paying over double of what the average salary is in the county currently. I would look at all of that. I'd also look at some of the exciting development activity that'll happen as a result of this: new housing, new retail and commercial space, new office space, new opportunities of employment for young workers in the region.
You touched on it there just a little bit. I want to look at the big picture, right? Because that's really what this is about. In your experience, what can a $165 billion data center like Project Jupiter, what can it lead to in 5, 10, 30 years down the road?
It's transformative. Again, this is one of the largest economic development projects in history. AI is really revolutionizing every industry in our economy, from healthcare to banking and financial services to transportation, okay, to our nation's defense and mobility systems, e-commerce, and Santa Teresa is now at the center of this with this Project Jupiter, and just the capital infusion, the infusion of new tax revenue, really is the conversation that residents, stakeholders in New Mexico economy should feel very excited about.
So from what we're looking at right now, John, what happens next? I know Doña Ana County Commissioners, of course, they approved that $165 billion industrial revenue bond to help finance the data center last month. That, of course, was a big win that gets the ball rolling here. Has there been an approval of those final permits, and is there a timeline on when actual ground could be broke on Project Jupiter?
Well, this is a very ambitious project. You're looking at multiple large-scale data centers over 1,400 acres. The county bond approval was imperative. It was significant. Will there be some challenges in the weeks ahead? Maybe. We'll have to see how that plays out. But I would look for a groundbreaking sometime assuming this does move forward in the course in the months ahead. And with a 2028 target for initial operations in some of the first data centers to begin.
Certainly some big developments happening out there in Santa Teresa. John Boyd with the Boyd Company Incorporated, breaking it all down for us. John, thank you so much for your insight into the economic development of this project. We'll certainly look forward to checking back in with you as Project Jupiter begins to take form.
Thank you, Andy.